Hello everyone, so I just saw the movie Logan, the new movie, the other day, and I'm just going to give my quick thoughts on it. Hopefully I don't ramble too much about this one, but I've got some talking points just to kind of smooth it out, keep me focused, and this is basically just podcast style. I'll probably have a still image in the video space. So if that doesn't hold your interest, then hopefully no one is forcing you to watch this. And also, this will probably be non-spoiler talk. If I am going to get into spoilers, which I probably won't, then I'll just make sure to tell you that we're going to go into a spoiler section. So anyway, just my impression walking out the theater was really satisfied with the movie. I really liked it a lot. I thought that they took a big risk with this one, made it very mature, very heavy, relentless. The atmosphere was very, very somber and heavy throughout, and I thought that was brilliant and unique. But yeah, I thought that it was definitely a good portrayal of Wolverine, especially for the last time, since this is the last time we're going to see Hugh Jackman in the role of Wolverine, so I thought that it was a fantastic send-off. Now, what do I mean by that? Because one of the, I guess, kind of big themes of the movie is, and this is a big theme of Wolverine's character, and he struggles with losing his humanity and kind of balancing his humanity with his kind of killing machine, weapon-like nature, kind of feral beast, wild animal nature that permeates pretty much all of his stories. That's kind of the essential question of his character, if he's kind of losing himself to his primal instincts or his, essentially weapon-like nature. Yeah, so he's trying to keep that in balance again, and I feel like they handled that super well. Like, there was a bunch of different reflections of Wolverine in the and kind of the balance that they have between their humanity and, I guess, their whatever their other purpose is. It could be kind of spoilers if I say too much more than that. So that's something that I really enjoyed, and a reason why I want to go and see the movie again, because I enjoyed seeing those characters so much, and if I go and see it again, I feel like I can pick up on more of that and kind of appreciate that a little more. So another good thing about this movie is that it got me excited about Wolverine again, because I've actually read a pretty good amount of Wolverine comics. I have not read Old Man Logan, which this movie Logan is loosely based on. I believe, at least. I don't know how close to that comic book this movie is, but I know that it at least is based on Old Man Logan, which in fact is another Mark Millar story, I believe. Old Man Logan, I think, is written by Mark Millar. And yeah, Millar, there have been a lot of comic book movies coming out lately, like after 2010. There have been a ton of comic book movies that have came out that have been based on his comics, in different franchises, like Kick-Ass, Kingsman, Captain America Civil War, and then, Logan. And I might be missing some things in there as well. But anyway, I'm not a huge Mark Millar fan in general, but, there have been some good movies that have came out as a result of adapting his stuff to, a film. But yeah, so it got me excited about Wolverine again, and I'd be interested in reading some more Wolverine comics. Like, I really want to go and read Old Man Logan now, and read the Frank Miller comic where Wolverine goes to Japan, which the last Wolverine movie, The Wolverine, was based on that comic story arc of Wolverine in Japan. But that movie didn't get me as excited about Wolverine as this movie or X-Men Days of Future Past, which also got me pretty excited about Wolverine and the X-Men, and kind of fostered an interest again for looking back into that stuff. But I forget how good Hugh Jackman is as Wolverine. Like, Jackman's performance as Wolverine is definitely one of the best performances of a character in a superhero movie. But I kind of forget about how good he is because, you know, the quality of the X-Men movies kind of vary. So even if he does a good job as Wolverine, sometimes the movies aren't so great, and, you know, you kind of don't pay attention to that as much. But, like, the more recent X-Men movies have been quite good, and some of them really good, like most of them, in fact. In the more recent films, the only one that I thought was kind of a little more mediocre is, I guess, X-Men Apocalypse, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, Hugh Jackman wasn't in that one for very much, but what he had was entertaining in that movie. When I think of iconic superhero performances, I think of, like, the Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Chris Evans as Captain America, and so on. You know, they appear more often than Hugh Jackman does, and they've gotten more opportunities to shine than Hugh Jackman has. Just in terms of, like, a good movie to kind of better showcase their acting skills and their character. So I just felt like I should touch on that because I haven't gave Hugh Jackman enough credit for how iconic his time as Wolverine has been. But it's definitely a good send-off, and probably the best X-Men movie ever that's came out so far. I don't know. I've heard some people comparing this movie to, like, The Dark Knight and, Captain America, Winter Soldier, or Civil War. I think that that's not a bad comparison. I think that this movie is probably that good. I mean, I've only seen it once, that's why I'm somewhat uncertain. But I do think that it was a really good movie, probably to that caliber of a film. And it's also, like, it's innovative. They took a risk with this one, making it rated R, and super violent and heavy and, brutal, and the violence is visceral. Like, it's not supposed to be fun, the action scenes, they're supposed to be brutal. And I thought that was cool. It's definitely not for everyone, though. Like, if you are squeamish or don't really care for that kind of brutal action, then this might not be the movie for you. Or you might not enjoy this, even though with what it is doing, it's really good. And the fact that it is trying to be unique is also really impressive to me. And I continually am impressed with new superhero movies, how much the creators innovate with them and how they keep trying to do new things and try something different. I mean, not all superhero movies that are coming out, are doing that. Like, I guess X-Men Apocalypse was a good example of one that was a little more formulaic, and Suicide Squad as well. That is another formulaic example, and that didn't really turn out very well. I'm impressed with the creativity of the people that are working on these, and how they're able to come up with new, interesting things, and premises and tones and styles for these movies, and to adapt these classic comic book characters that have been beloved in another medium. So that's pretty much it. I enjoyed the movie a lot, and hopefully we'll get to go and see it again soon. So Thanks for listening.